The Elves and the Shoemaker. We are going to read a story, The Elves and the Shoemaker. Many years ago, there lived an honest shoemaker. His work was good, but hard times had left him desperately poor. This is all the leather we had left, told his wife one evening. There is nothing else in my workshop. His wife sighed. The little piece of leather was only big enough to make one pair of shoes. The shoemaker only has one leather to make just one pair of shoes. The shoemaker cut out the leather, then went out to bed with a heavy heart. But when he came down the next morning, to his surprise, the leather had been made into a beautiful pair of shoes. I've never seen such tiny stitching. Stitching, cried the shoemaker. They are a masterpiece. The shoemaker and his wife placed the shoes in their shop windows. These are the shoes. The shoemaker doesn't make it. Someone make it at the night. It wasn't long before the shoes caught the eye of a rich lady. She swept into the shop and tried on them. They fit perfectly, she beamed. I have to have them. The shoemaker hugged his wife. The lady had gave them 3 gold coins, twice as the usual price. The lady was so thrilled with those shoes, she insisted on wearing them out of the shop. Everyone stopped to admire elegant heels and fine embroidery. Now the shoemaker used the gold coins to buy some more leather. Now he has enough leather to make 2 new pairs of shoes. Now, last time, the shoemaker only has enough leather to make 1 pair of shoes. Now, he has 2 pairs of shoes. Remember, 1 pair of shoes has 2 shoes, yeah? Because we have 2 legs. That night, the shoemaker cut out all the pieces that he needed. I shall make these in the morning, he smiled, climbing up to the sleigh. The shoemaker and his wife slept well, dreaming pleasant dreams for the first time in the month. The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife were thrilled to find 2 new pairs of shoes waiting for them. Now, someone in the night has made 2 new pairs of shoes. The shoemaker even didn't know. And I'm going to read the story until we'll find out who is helping them. The work is perfection, marveled the shoemaker. Who could have done it? Within a minute, a rich man had come in and paid handsomely for both pairs. The shoemaker had enough money to buy the leather for 4 pairs of shoes. It's just like doubling 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, yeah? The first time you remember 1 pair, 2 pair. After that is 4 pairs, not 3 pairs, yeah? It's like doubling. That evening he sat by the candle, cutting out the patterns. As he worked, he couldn't help but wonder what he would discover the next morning. The shoemaker wasn't disappointed. He wasn't angry and disappointed. He woke up the next day. 4 beautiful pairs of shoes lay in a neat row upon his worktop. Now that word had got around the town. The shoes sold in a minute. We must find out. The shoes sold in minutes. The shoes were bought by somebody in a minute. We must find out who is helping us, the shoemaker told his wife. They're gonna find out who is helping them. The next evening, now it's evening, it's not night. I'll show you the picture. In the picture, it looks like night, but it's still evening. The next evening, the shoemaker worked late, cutting out enough leather for even more pairs of shoes. This time, instead of going to bed, afterwards, he didn't go to bed. Afterwards, he and his wife hid at the back of the shop. That midnight, mid is the middle of the night, the shop door swung open. 2 tiny elves skipped in, dressed in rags. They jumped on the table and opened their green little bags. Inside were tacks, needles, and thread. The elves sew and hammer all night. The shoemaker and his wife gasped at the tiny people, stitched shoe after shoe. The design was more eye-catching than last. By sunrise, all work was done. The work was done. The elves picked up their bags and bustled out of the shop. So, who was helping them? The elves came in the midnight and made the shoes with those leather, yeah? The shoemaker and his wife rubbed their eyes. Those little elves have saved our shop, said the shoemaker. We must find out a way thanking them. The elves were dressed in rags, said his wife. We shall make some brand new outfit. An outfit is some clothes. The shoemaker and his wife got to work straight. So the elves were helping the shoemaker and his wife. So then they are going to thank them. How are you going to thank them? Because they're dressed in rags, they gave them a new outfit. It took all day to make the outfits. It even took the whole day to make the outfits. By evening, the shoemaker and his wife had made green jackets, trousers, undershirts, and little hats for the elves. They'd even stitched 2 miniature pair of boots. Everything must be perfect, said the shoemaker, laying the garments out of his workshop. The couple smiled and then hid behind the back of the shop again. What are they gonna do? On the stroke of midnight, the shop door swung open. Just as it had the night before, 2 little elves skipped in across the floor and clambered to the worktop. What's this? The 2 little elves saw those clothes and they said, "What's this?" cried one of them, holding up a tiny shirt. The shoemaker and his wife smiled from their hiding place. "These are the finest clothes I've ever seen," declared the other. The 2 little elves pulled on the smart clothes. The little knitted socks, breeches, and jackets all fitted and shrieked, "Look at us, loved the little elves dancing out of the door. The kind elves kept on helping the shoemaker and his wife. Soon the shop was filled with elegant shoes in every style and color imaginable. Every night the shoemaker cut out more leather for his little friends to stitch. But now he has also made new shirts and new sweaters to keep the elves warm and comfortable too. Now the shoemaker and his wife make more t-shirts or shirts, outfits to keep them warm. Here it is. They're making some clothes. What wonderful friends we have, smiled the shoemaker. The shoemaker said they have wonderful friends, which are the two little elves. The shoe shop became famous all across the land. The shoemaker and his wife were rich for the rest of their days, always giving thanks for the night that the elves first came to visit. So I'm going to ask you one question. So who helped the shoemaker? The two elves helped the shoemaker, yeah? Okay, done. Thank you.